So welcome to Whippoorwill Holler. I'm Miss Lori and this is Mr. Brown. We live in the hills of Arkansas. We love the Lord. Keepers of the old way, but accept some of the new. We love to cook and we love to eat. We love to garden. It's in our blood. It's how we stay sustainable and fill our pantry. We do a lot of canning and preserving. We live a sustainable life. We love our family. We work hard. And every once in a while, we like to dance. So y'all join us. Mile High Cream Cheese Pound Cake. This recipe is not for the weak. Oh, before we start our cake, let's make a pan coating, what they call pan release, kind of like you would put on the inside of your cake pans, or like a spray, or I just like to coat mine to keep your cakes from sticking. So let's make us just a little bit up that we can store in the refrigerator and use. And when we get it all used up, we can make more. And we can use the kind of oil, the kind of shortening or lard that we want to use, the kind of flour we want to use, instead of buying it store bought, that you never know what's really in that pan release. So it's really easy and it doesn't take a whole lot of ingredients. So let's make some up to spread around my bundt pan to make this wonderful pound cake. To make this pan release up, all you're going to need is a half a cup of whatever kind of oil you use, vegetable oil, olive oil, whichever kind that is your preferred kind of oil, baking oil, cooking oil. And you're going to need a half a cup of shortening or lard. I'm using lard. It's just what I prefer. So I'm using, in mine, I'm using olive oil and lard. And my lard has been in the refrigerator, so it's kind of stiff there. And then all you're going to need is a half a cup of all-purpose flour. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to blend the oil and the lard up, or shortening, whichever one that you're using. Okay, I thought that was fixing to get a little bit messy. It did splatter a little bit, but that's okay. Now I'm going to add my half a cup of all-purpose flour. Now to keep it from being lumpy, I'm going to go ahead and use my mixer on it. Okay. And this is our pan release. And it is, you can see how creamy it is right now. But what I'll do is I'll put it in some containers. I'm going to use some of it today. And you can, if you've got a really cool place in a pantry or something, it'll stay okay there for a little while. But with me using fresh lard, I like to keep mine in the refrigerator with a good lid on it. And you can see it makes quite a bit. So it'll take me a while to use all this up. And I'm going to put it in two different little containers. And that is your homemade pan release. And it works wonderfully. And the best part of it, you can use whatever oils and shortening or lard that you want to use and whatever flour. If you use unbleached flour that is your favorite, then use it. But you just need one that's got a good seal on it and keep it in your refrigerator. That's all there is to it. Okay, let's talk about the pan that I'm going to use today. This is an 18 cup pound cake pan, square cake pan, tube pan. It's a square tube cake pan. 18 cup capacity for mile high cakes. Even heating aluminum for the highest rise. Now, I know a lot of y'all don't like using aluminum. That's just up to you. These pans bake up really well, and it's like a pan that my grandma used for many years. And this is 2 pieces for easy removal. It's square, 18 cup capacity. Now, this company that makes this is called Old Country Kitchenware, and I'll put their link down below in case you're interested. Not only for the pan and a few utensils that they make, but they have some good recipes on their website too. This is a 9 by 9 inch by 4.5 inch. They're out of Austin, Texas. OldCountryKitchenware.com. But it also has recipes on the back side too. We're going to be making the Mile High cream cheese pound cake. Now, I've been using pretty much the same pound cake recipe ever since I've been baking for many years. So, every once in a while you just want to try a new recipe. It don't matter. And I have tried different pound cake recipes, and I don't think I've ever found one that wasn't any good. Now, there's some that's better than others I like better, but they're always good. It just seems like always. I mean, how can you go wrong when you've got a pound of butter and something, really? But so I'm going to be using this today. This makes a big pound cake, so you're either going to need to make it, if you don't have an 18 cup, you're going to need to make it maybe two bread pans, or just maybe 2 regular bundt pans or something like that. But if you're interested, like I said, I'm not affiliated with this company. I'm just one of them ladies that loves to try new products when I'm able to, and this was one that I wanted to support and to try their products. So we're going to get busy making our Mile High cream cheese pound cake. First of all, I'm going to go ahead and use my homemade pan release, and I'm going to grease my pan up. I'm going to heat my oven to just about 300 degrees because this is going to cook. This is going to bake for a couple hours. So it's one of those low and slow pound cake recipes. First thing we're going to do is we've got 4 sticks of butter in here. This is, you can use unsalted or salted, whichever you prefer. And this is real butter, a pound, 4 sticks. And then we got 4 cups of sugar. I know that sounds like a lot of sugar. This makes a really big pound cake. So a regular pound cake doesn't, it's around 2 cups or so, or my recipe is. But this is a big recipe. So you got a whole pound. And I know most pound cake recipes have a lot of sugar in it. But I'm just going to take my hand mixer. I'm going to pour a little bit of sugar in at a time. And we're just going to mix the sugar and butter up till it's light and fluffy. you can also do this in your KitchenAid. Okay, Miss Lori brought the big guns out here. I just wasn't going to kill myself trying to do it by hand. So if you got it, and this is my Nutri-Mill Artiste. Y'all seen me use this before. This is my go-to for big batch cooking or baking. It just does the job. I do have a big KitchenAid. My daughter-in-law is using it right now. She bakes a lot of bread, so she's using it because I haven't been using it very much. So anyways, so we got our butter and our sugar creamed up. You just want it to be, light and fluffy. So we got all that done. So my advice is, if you're making this recipe, do it if you're going to do it by hand, take your time, do it in a really big bowl, or use your KitchenAid, whichever one. So what we're going to add now is I'm going to add about a half a cup of flour. So all I'm going to add right now as far as flour. I've got 16 ounces of cream cheese. So it takes the same amount of cream cheese as it does butter. I've also got a tablespoon of good vanilla. Now you can mix your extracts up. You can do an almond and vanilla. You can do lemon, coconut, whichever you prefer. But I'm going to do vanilla today. And this is a vanilla bean paste, so it has the little vanilla beans in there, which is going to make it really, really good. I use this a lot in my baking. Not all my baking, but some of it, especially something like this. And this is what I use. It's I think, where did I get this? This is made with agave, vanilla bean powder, and pure vanilla extract. So it does have the little vanilla beans in there too. So it's really good. You can use this, just pour it on top of yogurt or anything like that. Ice cream, it's like a syrup. You could use it instead of honey or syrup on a pancake. It's just really, really good. I think I got this off of Amazon. I'll have to look and see. It's called Modern Baker, and it's really, really good stuff. But anyways, so we have our cream cheese, a half a cup of flour, and our tablespoon of vanilla. Okay, we got that mixed up really good. So we're going to add a teaspoon of salt. We're going to add our eggs. And we're just going to do a little bit at a time and mix it as we go. Okay, I'm going to scrape down the outer sides just a little bit, because I can see that there's still some cream cheese on the side. That was 10 eggs that I put in there very slowly and let it mix up. Now I'm going to start adding my flour just a little bit at a time. This is 4.5 cups. You can either use bread flour, which is not bread flour, sorry y'all, cake flour, or regular all-purpose. Now, I've got about half of it in there of the flour. So I'm going to mix this up, let it mix good, then I'll put the rest of it in there. Cake flour just make, and if you want to, you can sift it several times. That's great. I didn't think to sift mine, so you can sift your cake flour or sift your all-purpose flour. Your cake flour is just going to make for a really more softer cake. So, and I'll have a recipe down below to make your own cake flour too. Now you don't want to overmix your pound cake. So mix it on low until it just comes together. And while it's mixing, just stop it every once in a while and just scrape down the sides. But don't mix it on high and don't overmix it. So now that we've got this pretty much mixed up, we're going to put it in our greased baking tube pan, 18 cup. And I got my oven. It's been preheating 300 degrees. What you might want to, I'll show you in just a minute what I'm talking about. You might want to put some kind of baking sheet underneath your pan or something, but I'm going to show you how I lined my tube pan. I want to show you how I done my tube pan. You see that I greased all of it, even the middle part, with my homemade pan release. And then, because this comes out, I cut a piece of parchment paper and put it between these two pieces, which will help for any kind of leakage. Which usually when something this thick, it's usually not going to leak. But I also put a sheet pan in my oven that's going to go underneath my pan. So I'm just going to add all this deliciousness to it. And I'm going to tell you something. If you can find, if you can use vanilla bean paste, it makes all the difference. If you're going to spend the money to make a pound cake like this, now this is not a frugal pound cake by no means, but every once in a while, twice a year, you might make one like this. I used store brand cream cheese. I used store brand butter. Now, my vanilla bean paste was not real cheap, but it wasn't too bad. But I don't use a lot of it. I only use it on special occasions. I don't use it in just everything that I bake, so that I don't use it up and have to try to purchase more. And it did take 10 eggs. Of course, we raise our own eggs, our own chickens, and they give us eggs. So if wherever you're at, eggs are still high, I apologize. There's no reason for eggs to be high, but it's a good way if you're getting a lot of eggs to use up your eggs. And pound cakes freeze up really, really well. I absolutely love this 18 cup tube pan. You can do angel food in this too. If you are, if you're somebody that likes to take baked goods to the fair every year, this right here is your award-winning recipe. It is one of my favorites. I think it's absolutely delicious. And it has to do with all that butter, but it also has to do with the cream cheese, the vanilla bean paste. I used cake flour. Like I said, you can use all-purpose, but you can also make your own cake flour. And if I don't forget, I'll put how you do that down below in my information box where my recipes are always at, underneath the videos. Anytime that I'm doing any kind of recipe, that recipe will be down below my video with the description of that video that you'll see either under the video or at the side, whatever you're watching it on. And you click on the word, usually says more, and it will come down. I'm not sure if you're not subscribed, I'm not sure if it'll come down or not. If you haven't subscribed, I would appreciate it so much if you did. It doesn't cost nothing, and you will always get the notifications when I upload a video. I try to upload 2 every week. Sometimes I get a little behind only because of life. Life in general. Y'all know how that is. God and family come first, and I've got a lot of family. So, I'm going to get the rest of this in this pan, and we'll smooth it out, even it out, and put it in the oven. Okay, our cake is in our pan. We got it pretty much leveled out. I'm going to put it in my oven at 300 degrees. And I'm going to put it in the middle rack. And then on the bottom rack, I'll put a cookie sheet in case any drip. I don't think anything will come out the bottom, but just in case. But I did put that parchment paper in between the 2 pieces, so I think it'll be fine. But I'm going to put my timer for 2 hours. I'm going to check it, and if it's not done, it may take another half an hour. So that'll be 2.5 hours altogether if it takes that whole time. So let's get it in the oven because I cannot wait for this to get done. Now I can tell you, it's pretty heavy. I think it's done. What do you think? It's beautiful. Wow. It come out of that pan really easy. That is a mile-high cream cheese pound cake. And it is beautiful. That is one heck of a pound cake. That pound cake will go a long ways. So I'm going to continue to let it cool off. Then I'll take it completely off the inside part. And we'll see what it looks like. We'll also see, which I know how good it is, but we'll see what it tastes like. That's a heck of a pound cake, ain't it? Well, here it is. Not completely cooled off yet. It's going to take a while, but here is our mile-high cream cheese pound cake. And let me tell you something. I think this thing weighs about 5 pounds, but you talk about a lot of pound cake. So let's cut into it and see what it looks like on the inside, and let's taste it. Okay, well, I've done ate a big old piece of it. Well, actually, about half of that. It's got a good crumb on it. It's really good. It does take a good 2.5 hours. If you don't have a big 2 pan like this, do it in 2 loaf pans. And just watch your time on it. But turned out wonderful and tastes so good. It's going to be delicious with some fresh strawberries and some whipped cream on top. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed this recipe. I was so happy that I was able to see y'all today, Sunday, and be with y'all for a little bit. If you've never made such a big pound cake, this is one of them. And like I said, it'll make 2. You can put it in the freezer or whatever, but it is a delicious pound cake. And it's moist, and it's got a good crumb on it. So thank y'all for being with me today. Mr. Brown should be back from his trip to New Mexico, and we'll be able to see him in the next video. So y'all have a wonderful start of a new week. Be safe. And remember, we love y'all. But most of all, God loves you. Bye, everybody.